It is my belief that things don't just happen by chance, but by proper planning. Do you have a retirement plan or simply have an investment portfolio that can use some fresh ideas? Hi, my name is Mike Ecker, and my podcast is called Investment Choices. In my podcast, I will be speaking with professionals who will be discussing alternative investment ideas that may be a good fit for your financial plans. There is more to investing than just stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. Hi, everybody. This is Mike Ecker. I'm here with my podcast, Investment Choices, other than stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. Usually I interview somebody for my podcast where I do not give the company name, and in this case, it's going to be a little different. And I'm actually going to read his bio because it's a really interesting gentleman. It's my pleasure to have with me Donald D., Director of RCNH Financial. He's a director. He's a noted numismatic firm, recognized international for his unrivaled technical expertise and consumer protection practice. Don has worked exclusively in the rare coin and tangible asset market since graduating from the University of Massachusetts, working with financial professionals for over 25 years. RCNH Financial is approved and has been fully vetted by many broker-dealers, IRAs, portfolio management firms, and estate planning attorneys. Donald has been a frequent and popular guest speaker on numerous radio and television shows in both the United States and Canada discussing tangible assets investments, a published author and contributor to Life Insurance Selling Magazine. Donald has also opened markets for the placement of premium quality rare coins and precious metals, investment portfolios throughout the United States, Canada, Saudi Arabia as well. Don is a frequent invited guest speaker at numerous financial education forums. And the reason I said that and read it, because I would have never been able to give that in a brief statement myself. Donald, thank you for being with me.
Thank you, Michael. Thanks very much for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be with you this morning.
Thank you. One of the reasons I invited Donald to speak is because right now, with the market the way it is and everybody talking about gold, there are so many questions out there. And I guess the first question I had is, what is an intangible asset?
A tangible asset is, just as the term would imply, tangible assets are vehicles, investment vehicles that you can physically touch. You can hold them in your hands. In our case, with our firm, we specialize in both precious metals and numismatic coins. And with the portfolios that we do design, Michael, clients receive physical possession of those precious metals and numismatic coins, and the clients have the coins in their possession. We recommend that they house the coins in a safe deposit box or perhaps in a safe in a secured area.
Are numismatic coins and gold, is that a defensive asset class? I've heard that term before. I really don't know what it means. What's a defensive asset class?
That's a very important point. Precious metals and numismatic coins are investment vehicles that are counter-cyclical and non-correlated to financial vehicles. When financial vehicles are faltering, when financial vehicles are under stress, such as they're going through right now, the popularity of precious metals and numismatics grows. For that reason, tangible assets play a very, very important role in the financial well-being of an investor's overall strategy.
I see, as a broker, I see the price of gold flashing across my screen at $16.29, and I see it going up steadily. How does that relate to actually buying gold if you're looking at $16.29 as an ounce, so to speak?
The prices that are ordinarily viewed by investors is what is called a spot price. And that is a benchmark for the current market value of gold or silver or platinum or any precious metal. With the physical possession of tangible assets, specifically precious metals, there is a manufacturing cost where the actual acquisition price of a physical metal is usually a percentage point or two over and above the spot price. But spot price is a benchmark to ascertain the direction and the value of a precious metal at any point in time.
What is the difference between me personally owning a stock, let's say an ETF, which is a gold fund, opposed to owning gold myself, buying a coin or something like that?
Right. That is a very important question. And as I had mentioned, precious metals and numismatic coins are counter-cyclical to financial markets. It is important for a client to have a percentage of their investment portfolio allocated into the physical possession of tangible assets. I know that there are many financial vehicles out there right now that are mimicking the physical possession, like ETFs, for example. But the point of the matter is, when an investor looks to diversify away from financial vehicles, like the stock market, like other financial vehicles, it's important for them to take the physical possession of tangible assets, because to get back into a gold ETF or a silver ETF, you're getting right back into the same asset class that you're looking to diversify away from at the outset.
So it's like a mutual fund then, in other words.
ETFs can be like a mutual fund, but the fact of the matter is, Mike.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but on an ETF, do they actually own gold when let's say they buy a GLD fund? Do they own the gold?
That's where I was going next. The answer is
I knew that. That's why I wanted to ask you.
The answer is no. With GLD, for example, clients are investing in what is called the GLD trust. The fact of the matter is the clients own absolutely no gold at all. GLD may or may not own some physical metals. GLD may own some gold futures. They may own some leased gold. But the actual investor does not own any gold at all. And the fact that GLD and other ETFs are financial vehicles, they run the risk of being of tracking the financial marketplace where you're looking to diversify away from the get-go.
Okay, so really we're talking about a mutual fund that has no specific gold in its vault, opposed to you owning gold, which is really what this whole discussion is about.
Correct.
I wanted to divert a second because I read somewhere where a lot of the universities are into numismatic coins and gold. How does that? Why are they buying gold and numismatic coins? These universities.
Yale University comes to mind. Yale University was kind of a trailblazer a decade or so ago, kind of breaking away from the traditional financial mold of investing exclusively in financial vehicles, stocks, bonds, and so forth. And they expanded their position to include other asset classes like tangible assets. The Yale University model has proven to be a very effective model where ultimate diversification is achieved. And individual investors have kind of followed that model now to include tangible assets and other asset classes in their overall investment strategy.
Okay, so they now have this portfolio. I'm looking at gold sitting here as a gold bar. You watch these movies on television, and I'm going to have this gold bar come to my house. Is that what we're looking at when you buy gold?
Or It is. Clients actually take physical possession of the tangible asset portfolios that we assemble. We design investment portfolios for our clients. We manage those investment portfolios. And we evaluate those portfolios periodically in writing, and we are certainly there with the assistance in liquidating those portfolios as well. But yes, clients do take physical possession of both precious metals and numismatic coins that we provide for them.
What is the difference of me going online and buying a gold coin from somebody opposed to buying it from your firm? How does it differ?
That's a critical question. It's important that clients work with companies that are well known, recognized for their expertise and consumer protection practices. Unfortunately, there are some companies out there that whose business model is not so beneficial for clients to work with. Right now, for example, unfortunately, we have many clients that come into our offices with precious metals and coins that they have acquired elsewhere over the years, looking to liquidate. And we find ourselves in the unfortunate position of having to provide them with the bad news. A common mistake that investors make these days is to go on the internet and buy precious metals or numismatic coins for the lowest possible price that they can find on the internet. Clients in many cases feel that they have done themselves a huge service by doing this, when ultimately, at time of liquidation, they found that they've done themselves a huge disservice. So the fact of the matter is that many precious metals that clients acquire online can be impaired. Some cases they can be counterfeit issues. They can buy items that are not necessarily in market favor, so that ultimately when they do liquidate those items, they are liquidating at deep discounts, and they wound up shooting themselves in the foot rather than doing themselves a favor. And it is absolutely in clients' best interest to work with responsible financial advisors like yourself, with responsible tangible asset firms that have been fully vetted for their business model and doing the business the correct way. We are very fortunate. Our firm is celebrating our 30th year in business right now. We've been around for a long time, and we've been recommended by many financial institutions, broker-dealers, insurance companies, portfolio management firms, colleges and universities. And by working with responsible, sophisticated financial advisors and precious metals firms, we eliminate all of the potential pitfalls that are out there for clients.
I just want to make an important point to the listeners. When you say working with financial advisors, we don't actually have anything to do putting a portfolio together. We would make a suggestion to a client to call you. The portfolio choosing is their own. It's a personal kind of thing. It's not something where you're buying stocks and bonds or representing a broker-dealer or something like that. So as a financial advisor, as part of a portfolio, we might suggest talking to somebody. And the reason I have you on is because of your background and the firm's professionalism and your credentials. Gold coins can be bought and sold, and it's not through a broker-dealer. Are they bought and sold through you or your company? How do people, if you buy a coin, and I was just reading somewhere where a ridiculous amount of money was paid for some coin. I think it was a nickel or something, or a dime, where it was millions of dollars. That was just recently, wasn't it?
Yes. The fact of the matter is, Mike, there are many coins that have traded hands recently. With the popularity of tangible assets being as high as it is right now, where investors, even average investors, are beginning to understand the importance of including tangible assets in the financial mix. The demand in this asset class is increasing and increasing steadily. There have been many numismatic coins that have reached some very high price levels as of late, as has gold. Gold has been the darling of the tangible asset market. As we speak, with concerns about the coronavirus that is taking place in China and its impact on the Chinese economy, gold bullion spiked up $25 today. The spot price of gold is up 25 today. So yes, with activity and the demand that's taking place in this asset class, we've seen a lot of increases in prices.
So in other words, the coins can be traded on. You mentioned something. Let me go back because you mentioned the word, and I know what it is, but I'd like you to explain it. What is a numismatic coin?
Numismatics is the study of rare coins. When our portfolio designers assemble an investment portfolio for our clients, what we do is we like to get a very good feel for what the client is looking to accomplish. We'd like to know the age of the client, the investment temperament of the client. Are they aggressive? Are they conservative? We'd like to know the likely time horizon of the portfolio. Is this going to be held for a short period of time? Is it going to be held for a long period of time? Does a client looking to get involved in the market because they feel that precious metals are going up for a short period of time? Or are they looking for a investment vehicle to complement their current portfolio? All of these factors come into play when we design a portfolio of tangible assets for our clients. In a perfect world, we like to see our clients represented in both precious metals and numismatic coins.
Okay, so
precious metals, in our opinion, Michael, are ideal for a medium to short-term hold. Precious metals can be somewhat volatile, but that's not a bad thing. With volatility comes opportunity. Numismatic coins, on the other hand, are designed to be held for they're kind of a medium to long-term vehicle, designed to be held for a longer period of time, but they're more conservative in nature. They do not have possess the volatility that's sometimes present in precious metals. But we think the combination of those two in a portfolio puts our clients in a very strong position because they're covering themselves for both a short-term period of time, anything that takes place immediately, any event that takes place economically. Usually gold is the canary in the coal mine. It will react immediately. And adding numismatics to the picture adds a more conservative vehicle for a longer term, and the combination of the two puts our clients in a very solid position.
It's funny because the things that you mention is actually the items that you mentioned are the items that we use in compliance also to make sure that investments actually are structured for the client's needs, time frame, risk tolerance. And again, I just want to preface that when they deal with a company as such as your company, that's a personal thing. It has nothing to do with the broker. That's between you and the client, and those are personal transactions that do not relate back to the broker dealer unless the client so desires. But it's a personal thing between you and them. Is that correct?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. We work directly with many clients. We've designed many investment portfolios over the years. As I mentioned, we manage those portfolios, and we're there to liquidate them as well.
They buy and sell through you. They write a check for the gold and silver to you. It has nothing to do with the broker. There's no broker in the middle here. And this is directly with you. Is that correct? They write a check to you. They sell a coin. You give them the money, and the transactions are between you and the company. Not you personally, but your company and the client.
That is correct. That is correct.
Okay. You had mentioned some precious metals. What are some precious? I look at gold and silver. What else is there? as a precious metal?
Well, there are many other options. There's platinum, some strategic metals. There's rhodium, palladium, and so forth. But I think with things that are going on geopolitically right now, economically right now, I feel very strongly about the appeal of clients concentrating primarily with gold. With economic factors that are taking place right now, gold has taken on a whole new persona over the last 10 years or so. If you and I were having this discussion 10 years ago, gold would just simply be another a commodity, another a precious metal. But it has taken on a whole new persona, particularly with countries now that are struggling themselves financially. Italy, Germany, Ireland, for example, are and other countries are on the verge of bankruptcy. And gold has become an alternative currency in many cases. So although there are other options, other precious metals for clients to consider, I think the primary allocation should be in gold. Once that solid foundation has been established, then perhaps we can further diversify into some other areas of the metals markets. But I think gold is a sound place to start.
If we go into, let's not say a recession because that's kind of strong, but let's say interest rates rise or we go into an economy that goes into a slight recession, is gold a good investment in a time where there might be a recession coming?
It is. Any economy, Mike, any economic factor where financial markets struggle or financial markets falter is an ideal situation for tangible assets, because people and investors look for safe havens when financial assets falter, and tangible assets provide that solution. Tangible assets are there to provide that solution to that problem for investors. So as financial vehicles come under stress, traditionally tangible assets have performed very well.
I personally feel, and again, this is my personal opinion, that the profits have been so high and the market's been so strong for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years that it's time to take some of the cream off the top, so to speak, and protect those gains. And it sounds to me like putting into gold and numismatic coins might be a really good alternative.
I think the timing is exceptional. It's been a wonderful ride with the stock market. Stocks have been performing exceptionally well for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 plus years. But you're right. I think that the market right now is somewhat long in the tooth. And in addition, Mike, I think if you, at least recently, if you look back at one of the reasons that financial markets have performed so well is essentially the value of the dollar has appreciated so tremendously. And the fact that the Fed has intervened and dropped interest rates to very low levels, which has provided stimulus for the stock market. We have seen recently where the value of the dollar has started to decline a bit. I think interest rates are at such a low level right now that there isn't much more room left available to the Fed to drop interest rates much more. And I think ultimately down the road, when the piper has to be paid, I think you're going to find tangible assets become a very, very important dynamic in the world economy.
I had a question. Let's say somebody puts together a portfolio with you of some coins, and there's 10, 15 coins or whatever it is, and one of those coins is up in value. Do they have to sell all of the coins that they purchased from you? Can they sell one coin? How does it work when they want to do trading?
Absolutely, Mike. As I mentioned, one of the important services that we provide for our clients is to support them with portfolio management. Our team of experts are involved in the market, buying and selling every single day. So we know what the trends are. We know where profit opportunities exist, and we will get back to our clients with those profit opportunities for them to take advantage of, if they so desire. Especially on the numismatic side, they don't make any $19, $27, $20 gold pieces any longer. So the available supply of these large size gold coins, they're approximately an ounce of gold, 0.96 ounces to be exact. So the supply of these large size numismatic gold coins is decreasing all the time, where the demand on the other end is increasing. And economics 101 will tell you what will happen when those dynamics are at play. So we do provide profit opportunities when they present themselves to our clients. Some clients choose to take those opportunities, take the money, take the profits, and perhaps place them into other areas other investments that they feel strongly about. Others choose to hold their portfolio, keep it intact, because they feel that the portfolio is well designed and the appreciation potential is as strong now as it has ever been.
Can IRAs be used? Can coins and numismatics or whatever be used in an IRA?
The answer is some precious metals can be used in IRAs. Numismatic coins right now are exempt, and some forms of precious metals are also exempt. But there are a select few types of precious metals that are allowed in IRAs.
So you can do that.
Yes.
What do you? I guess what I'm looking for is, how does somebody get involved? And is there a minimum purchase? And can they follow this on a regular basis without having to call you? What is there? I guess my first question: is there a minimum? I mean, is somebody investing? They're not investing $1,000, but right. It should be, what percentage of a person's portfolio do you think should be in gold and numismatic coins?
You know, as I mentioned earlier, we're celebrating our 30th year in business this year, 2020. We started in 1990. And our portfolio design recommendation is the same today in 2020 as it was in 1990. And that is somewhere between 5 and 15% of a client's overall investment strategy should be allocated, in our opinion, to the physical possession of precious metals and numismatic coins. That investment model, Mike, has worked out very, very well for us over the past 30 years. And we think that is a suitable, prudent investment allocation for our clients. Some clients, depending upon the economy and depending upon the markets, choose to get a little bit more aggressive, and that's fine as well. But that 5 to 15% allocation, I think, is a traditional model that is time tested and has proven itself to be very, very beneficial for our clients.
If investors use this as part of a legacy, how does that happen with the family when they get these coins as part of their legacy? Is this recorded? They take the coins. How does it work as a legacy to the heirs?
That's another important factor that many families are attracted to tangible assets as a legacy vehicle. It's very easy to transfer portfolios to their heirs. And the fact of the matter is that heirs take possession of a tangible asset portfolio on a stepped up basis. The basis for the acquisition is on the market value of that portfolio when they actually acquire the coins or precious metals, rather than when the original owner originally purchased them. So there's a tax benefit there. We've had many investors who have philanthropic ideas in mind. One particular investor that we've worked with over the years decided to donate his precious metal and numismatic portfolio to a local school. We managed that portfolio for the school for many years after that gift. We've worked with many colleges and universities around the country. Virginia Tech, for example, was a university that I worked with over the last several years, where they had a very wealthy donor who had a major collection in numismatics and precious metals that she decided to gift to Virginia Tech. We assisted them with that particular gift, and again, managed that portfolio thereafter. Utah Valley University was another college that reached out to us to evaluate and appraise a collection of numismatic coins that was gifted to them. So there are many areas that clients can utilize as far as estate planning is concerned.
If an investor or someone has a collection of coins that they think might be valuable, where do they go with these coins to check them out? How do they check out the coins that they have?
That's a great question. We have assembled a team of professional numismatists that is second to none in the industry. Our firm is very well known for primarily two things: our technical expertise and our consumer protection practices. And individual clients, whether they acquired precious metals or numismatics from our firm or not, colleges or universities, institutions, reach out to us for our technical expertise in appraising a collection of coins or precious metals that a family happens to own. And as a service to our clients, we do provide that appraisal service for them. So if there are any listeners who happen to have or find themselves in that position where they currently own numismatic coins or precious metals, maybe they were gifted them, maybe they acquired those coins many years ago, but they all share one thing in common, and that is they do not know what the current market value is. Please reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to assist them in that appraisal. We can provide them with an accurate, up-to-date market analysis of their portfolio, the current liquidation value. We can make some recommendations for clients, perhaps to strengthen their portfolio. Maybe there's some coins in the portfolio that should be divested. Maybe there are some that should be kept. We do a complete analysis of our clients' portfolios.
And that service is free, you said, right?
Yes, it is.
Okay. Is there a way that clients can check on a daily basis or a weekly basis the value of the coin without having to call a firm?
Again, on the precious metals side of the street, it's easy to pick up the Wall Street Journal and find out what the current spot price is of a particular metal, for example. But as we had discussed earlier, that is a benchmark, but it certainly gives you an idea of where the market is going and what the value of those precious metals happens to be. As far as a specific evaluation, appraisal, or liquidation value, that is something that we would provide on a individual basis. We do this routinely, particularly with portfolios that we've assembled for clients. It's a very, very simple matter. Again, our team is involved in the buying and selling of metals and coins all day long. We know what the market levels happen to be, and we'd be more than happy to provide our clients with up-to-date market analysis at any point in time.
Are there a lot of companies in our country or the world that do what you're doing? How many companies are there that do that?
Actually, there are a select few. Our firm is affiliated with many of the consumer protection organizations, more prominent consumer protection organizations that are available in our industry. The preeminent consumer protection organization in the tangible asset area is an organization called the Professional Numismatists Guild, PNG. We are members of the PNG. PNG consists of roughly 1,000 numismatic and precious metals firms worldwide who have been approved to be a member of this organization. There is a vetting process by the PNG that approves or disapproves some precious metals and numismatic firms from becoming members. But ultimately, this is an organization that consists of many of the best paper money, precious metals, and numismatic firms internationally, and we are members of that particular firm.
Again, I guess I can carry on with you for a while. I just find this as a fascinating topic, Donald, and I really appreciate the time you've spent.
Thank you.
I just wanted to explain to everybody that you really need to check and diversify, okay, and use not just the internet. I find that the internet, in most cases, will give you a quick answer and not a professional answer. It doesn't go in depth, and there's nobody to speak to on the internet. Personal relationships are important. I've known Donald a number of years, and his firm is a high-quality firm, and I'm not suggesting you should directly do with Donald or anything else. Do your research. Look into it. I truly believe that a person's portfolio should be diversified, as you know. That's what I believe in. Investment options other than stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. This is just another area to look into. I think with the horizon kind of foggy, it's time to take some profits and diversify. Again, I want to thank Donald D. from a super presentation. I know you keep talking on and on. You're a great speaker, and I appreciate you coming on today. I thank you much, Donald.
Thank you very much for the invitation, Mike. It was my pleasure.
Super. Have a great day. Thank you, everybody. This is Mike Ecker, investment options other than stocks, bonds, and mutual funds. Thank you for listening. Remember, things just don't happen when it comes to your financial future. This is Mike Ecker, and you've been listening to Investment Choices.